This video provides an update on my yesterday's video about China using old tricks in northeast Indian state of Manipur. It seems China is ready to begin the world war there with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's connivance. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. Yesterday, June 22nd, 2023, I posted a video titled World War Watch, China using old tricks in northeast India with Modi's connivance, in which I gave my assessment of the situation as an attempt by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi at China's bidding to use old ethnic and religious divisions in the region between the main tribes to start a civil war, fulfilling China's hope that the people in the region will destroy themselves or weaken themselves considerably. Then China will attack, taking over the entire northeast region. In its map, China claims the whole Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh as its territory, but China has designed on the whole of northeast India to annex it to China eventually, as it annexed Tibet. It already exercises considerable control over Myanmar through the junta ruling there. The northeast Indian state of Manipur borders Myanmar, which has recently experienced escalation in ethnic and religious violence. Based on new information, I would like to update that assessment. Instead of annexing northeast India to China, its goal is actually to provoke the Third World War with the United States, British Commonwealth or Britcom nations, the Jewish state of Israel, and their ally the Sikhs in Punjab state of India. Sikhs number only between 25 to 30 million around the world. They constitute only about 1.7% of India's population. Thus, they are a tiny minority in India. Modi and his Home Minister Amit Shah instigated the latest ethnic religious violence in the state of Manipur in early May 2023, as described in my yesterday's video. His party, the BJP or Bharatiya Janata Party, rules the state. Therefore, it was easy for him to provoke the violence, most likely in cahoots with the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. Northeast India is a little more than 1,000 miles away from Punjab state, but about 1,500 miles away by road. China's purpose is to involve the USA in the war in India, which the USA will not do unless Sikhs are attacked or put in danger in Punjab, or a plot is hatched to kill all the about 50,000 genuine Punjabi Sikhs in the Indian military services. Therefore, any fighting in northeast India will not endanger the civilian Sikh population in Punjab and other parts of North India. Therefore, to involve the United States in the war, the strategy will be to press all Sikh soldiers in the war in the northeast and massacre all of them. If the USA does not respond, then the goal of killing all Sikh soldiers will be achieved, and Sikhs and Punjabi civilians will be attacked in Punjab state by the Pashtun coalition in Afghanistan and Pakistan to commit genocide, enslave the surviving population, and remove them from their lands. The Sikhs had their own regiments since the days of the British colonial rule. That continued after India's independence in 1947. But a year or two ago, the Indian Army dispersed them thinly throughout the military units so that it would be easy to kill them all. As mentioned in yesterday's video, Modi's government has tried different strategies to either kill all Sikhs in the military or commit genocide on the Sikh civilian population. USA warned the Modi government to not pursue such plots by assassinating India's top general Bipin Rawat by bringing down his helicopter, killing him, his wife, and 12 other military officers and soldiers. Therefore, Modi is reluctant to allow the military to go on a rampage and kill all the Sikh soldiers and officers, knowing that the United States will retaliate by killing India's top political business leaders as well as military officers. Since 2014, China has used various strategies to inveigle other nations to start a war with the United States. But none of these attempts bore fruit. Therefore, China itself has taken on the task of instigating the war with the United States. By mutual agreement and China's insistence, its ally Germany took on the task of provoking Russia into a war by proposing to install nuclear weapons in Ukraine and build facilities for biological and chemical weapons to be used against Russia. Russia had no choice but to attack Ukraine. That war has now been going on for 16 months and will continue indefinitely as Ukraine is supplied with Western weapons. And in addition to Ukrainian soldiers, German soldiers are fighting the Russians in Ukraine. Germany has also launched drone and other types of attacks into Russian territory. China's responsibility in the coalition is to start the war with the United States. As explained in yesterday's video, China tried to inveigle the Pashtun-led Taliban regime in Afghanistan in collaboration with the Pakistan regime of the Pashtun Shahbaz Sharif, masquerading as a Punjabi Pakistani, to attack North India and destroy the Sikhs. However, the Taliban regime backed down when told that Kabul could be destroyed in a nuclear strike. Thus, China has failed to inveigle other nations to start the war with the United States by attacking the Sikhs and in other theaters. It seems China has realized that it has to take action on its own to involve the United States in the world war. As per their agreement, Germany has already taken action by starting the war with Russia and committed its own soldiers to the fighting. China has now chosen Northeast India as the theater to start the war. I don't know what China's military strategies will be, but here are some possibilities. China has to be involved in killing Sikh soldiers for the United States to intervene. The ethnic religious fighting in Manipur state will not warrant sending tens of thousands of Sikh soldiers to the state when there are already 40,000 Indian military, paramilitary and police personnel working to quell the violence. Therefore, China will likely attack in the northeast, perhaps on two fronts. It could attack in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, where it has built military installations, and also attack in the Manipur state through Myanmar, as the junta in Myanmar is mainly under China's control. Attack by China will then be the excuse to send a large number of military forces to the region, which would include many Sikh soldiers. In the fighting, besides China killing Sikh soldiers, Indian soldiers will also kill Sikh soldiers, as it is difficult to determine who did the killing. The USA would probably come to know when the plan is about to be implemented and will have to enter the war once the plan is implemented to prevent the Sikh soldiers from being massacred. While China starts the war in northeast India, after a few months, the coalition of Afghanistan and Pakistan Pashtuns will then attack North India to destroy the Sikhs and Punjabis. When the war has started, Indian military will be free to kill all the Sikh soldiers dispersed in small numbers throughout various units. In my June 7, 2023 video titled World War Update, Strong Signals that Germany and China are ready to start the war, I laid out a possible scenario of the sequence of events once the war starts. You may want to view that video or read the text for details. But here is what the scenario of sequence of events will look like. First, China initiates the war, say in 20 to 40 days from today, by attacking India in the northeast states of Arunachal Pradesh and perhaps Manipur. Then India responds by sending more soldiers to the border to fight China. The goal is to send all Sikh soldiers there. China and the Indian military start killing Sikh soldiers. The US is forced to respond and enter the war. Bible prophecy shows that a 30-day war will be fought to defeat the United States, Britcom nations and Israel by a German-led alliance. But before that war can be fought, There will be an economic siege of the United States, BRICS nations, and Israel for an indefinite period of time, perhaps a few months. Once the war is initiated, Germany and China begin an economic siege of the United States, British Commonwealth nations, and Israel. They shut down international shipping with the navies. China stops supplying goods to these nations. Longshoremen's unions in the United States and with mainly German masqueraders as members stop unloading and loading goods at the ports. Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz. A full-blown economic siege is implemented within days and weeks. Then, perhaps a couple of months after the start of the war between China and the United States and beginning of the economic siege of the United States and BRICS nations and Israel, German masqueraders start a full-blown deadly civil war in the United States and BRICS nations and the Palestinians in Israel, which could last for some months, killing tens of millions or more than 100 million people. At the same time, the Pashtun leaders in control of the Afghanistan and Pakistan governments then attack North India to massacre the Sikhs and Punjabi civilian populations. When Americans, British, and the Jews and Palestinians in Israel have massacred each other in their respective civil wars, and famine and disease are running rampant, with the breakdown of supply chains and medical facilities, and the economic siege has been in effect for 6 to 8 months, German-led alliance will then attack them on their own soil and defeat them in a 30-day war, which will be followed by the 3.5-year-long Great Tribulation, in which about 90% of the American, British, and Jewish population will be lost. Though I never set specific dates, my latest information is that China is ready to provoke the Third World War with the United States any day by attacking India's northeastern states. I will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available to me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, how Bible prophecy is playing an important role in world affairs, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini to view and get information on the latest videos.